Hey everyone, it's Russell again. Welcome to day number 12. Today, as a day I'm excited for. Today we're going to be talking about your daily Seinfeld emails. So, what are the daily Seinfeld emails? Well, if you look at this, you remember back on day number 8, we talked about your soap opera series. Remember we built out this whole kind of model right here. People keep asking me like, well, Russell, after the soap opera series is over, what do we send out to our list? What emails should be going out next? And the answer is your Seinfeld emails. So some of you guys probably remember this episode of Seinfeld. This is one of my favorite ones where Jerry just got picked up by NBC to do a show called The Jerry Show. And they're trying to figure out like what the show should be about. And they're making up all these different ideas and premises. And then George has a brilliant idea of like, hey, what if we made a show about nothing? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, what if we just, what if, for example, what if a show was us just sitting here at the coffee shop talking? And that'd be an episode. Or when we went to Chinese food and we sat around waiting for Chinese, like that could be an episode. He's like, what's the show about? And like, the show's about nothing. And it was kind of funny because, as you know, the show Seinfeld was about nothing, and it was just kind of this thing of random people talking, and it wasn't really about anything, just the characters, right? And so that's kind of what the daily Seinfeld emails are. They're emails that aren't really about anything, okay? Now, I know right now you're probably really confused, but just stay with me. I'll kind of explain this here in a little bit. Your goal is after somebody's come through here and they've gone through your soap opera sequence, they've built the relationship with the attractive character. Your next goal now is a couple things. Obviously, you've probably got a couple products you're selling, right? You've got your core product line right here, and then you may have a couple other products you're selling up this value ladder, right? We talked about that earlier in the training. And so you're going to be pushing people through this whole value ladder. But if you just start sending them emails random places, it doesn't really make any sense, right? So what we do is we take someone through, we start sending out daily Seinfeld emails. So every day they get an email that is an email about nothing. Okay, and don't worry, I'll show you some examples here in a minute. And next day they get an email about nothing. And the next day they get another email about nothing. And every day for the rest of their life, as long as they're subscribed to your list, they should be getting an email about nothing. Okay. Now these nothing emails, there is a strategy and a purpose behind them. Don't worry, I'll get to that. But basically, they're emails about nothing. They're pushing people to either your primary offer or to one of your other offers or up to your back end offers, and they kind of rotate around. Usually, I'll spend maybe a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks all focusing on one offer, and then I'll switch to another offer, and I'll switch back to the other one. But just every day you need emailing your list as often as you're willing to. Okay, a lot of people are going to be scared to death to email their list. I know when I first got started, my goal was to email my list once a month, and I was very scared. Like if I email more than once a month, they might get upset. They might not want to hear from me. So I emailed them once a month, and then finally somebody told me like, man, you never email your list. You need to email more often. So I started doing it twice a month, and I was like freaking out. I did it twice a month, and guess what happened? I like more than doubled my income. I'm like, that's interesting. So then I tried, well, what if I do it once a week? So I did it once a week, and guess what? I more than doubled my income again. And I started doing, what if I do it like twice a week and 3 times a week? And what if I do it every day? And I've got some friends who actually swear by emailing twice a day. I've never gotten that far yet, but they email twice a day and they swear by it. They think it's the best thing in the world. So most of us will under-email our lists. You can email more often, especially if you follow this strategy I'm going to be showing you guys. If you do it this way, it becomes like entertainment. It's like the attractive character we talked about earlier. It's like, think about shows, your favorite TV show that's on every single day, a talk show or something. Okay, it's on every single day. And if you're exciting and you're entertaining and you are an attractive character, people will look forward to those emails every single day. You can email once a day or twice a day or 5 times a day. I have one friend who actually emails his list 6 times a day, which I personally think is a little crazy, but he gets away with it and makes millions of dollars. So who am I to say? But I would definitely say at least once a day you should be emailing your list in most markets. That's kind of my philosophy and what I think most everybody should be doing. Now, the way the Seinfeld emails work, like I say, basically each day you're sending out an email that's not really about anything specifically. It's more about what's happening today. Okay, I don't set these up in a sequence. Every day I write them and I send them out each day. These ones right here, your soap opera sequence are in a sequence, right? Somebody opts in, and the first 3 emails they get are always the exact same emails. Now, after that, it's just whatever I'm thinking about or talking about that day. Okay, so if I have a cool experience happen to me today, that's something I would send to my list. Okay, like these guys, they were at the coffee shop, and that became an episode. They were ordering Chinese food, and that became an episode. Like, what are you doing today? What's happening in your personal life that you can share with your audience? Okay, think about the stuff you guys are posting on Facebook, or you're posting on Twitter, or those things. Those all are perfect daily Seinfeld emails. Okay, now the difference between just a Facebook post where you're just sending, talking about your life and, blind and out there, is you have to, the secret, and this is the big, if nothing else, I want you guys to gain this. The secret of this is this email you are writing. It's part telling this story that's just about whatever, but the key is you have to weave this story back somehow into the product you're promoting. So at the bottom here, you somehow have to weave that back into what it is you're actually going to be selling. Okay, and that's the big secret. Okay, so I can tell a story today about how I decided to go on a juice fast, and I went to the store. I bought all this juice. In fact, I bought these Suja bottles today. And this is a true story today. I went to the Whole Foods and I bought these Suja bottles, and they're awesome because basically they are blended up fruit juice, or vegetable juice. Like this bottle right now, I'm holding in my hand. It's got 5 apples, a bunch of kale, half a lemon, all jammed in this little bottle with like no preservatives, no anything. But these bottles are $7 a bottle. So I went and bought 10 of them, cost me $70, and I came home and I drank like 5 of these today. So I've got like $35 worth of juice in my stomach right now, and that's a lot of money. A lot of people don't have $35 a day for anything, let alone for some random juice like I just bought. But I did because I liked it. And what's cool about the business that I'm in, that I can make money online, that I can afford extra things like this because I'm not worried about my bills and my rent. I'm able to buy Suja juice whenever I want just because I want it. And $7 a bottle may be a lot, but because I have an online business, I'm able to buy it. So if you know something that you want to buy, and you wish you could just buy whatever you want or whatever you want, you need to be making a secondary income, and I recommend you do that by going through my course over here at .com Secrets X. Okay, you see how I did that? I just turned the Suja juice bottle that I'm holding here in my hand into a daily Seinfeld email. Something interesting, it's engaging, kind of tells a story, and somehow relates back to my product. Okay, I can't stress enough, this is the big secret, you guys. It has to relate back to your product. I see some people who I teach the daily Seinfeld emails to, and they start sending out these daily things, and they're like, Russell, I'm not making any money. What's going on? And I read it. They never push people back to the thing they're selling. This is the secret, you guys. It has to push people back to what it is you're selling. If you don't do that, you will not make money. That's why I'm doing like 1,000 colors around it. It has to somehow tie your story back into some way to push them back to your website. Okay, every single day. So every single day, are you selling something? Yes, every single day you're selling something. But you're not doing it in a way that makes people angry. You're telling them a cool story, and then, by the way, you should go check this thing out. Okay? And that's how Daily Seinfeld email works. So when you go into your email autoresponder, you just go to broadcast, you click on broadcast, and boom, you write your little Daily Seinfeld email. You click send, you send it out, and boom, you're done. Next day you come in, write your daily email, click send, and you're done. And this is a process you guys will get good at. You'll start doing it every single day, and you're going to be consistent with it. Okay, it's key. Now, on day number 13, so that's tomorrow, we're going to be talking about your authority website, okay, which is basically your blog. And people always say, what do I post on my blog? This is what you're going to be posting on your blog. You'll log in, you'll send your email out to your list, and then you'll copy this and you'll paste it on your blog. Okay, next day you'll send your daily Seinfeld email, then you copy it and you paste it on your blog. You just follow this process every single day. Okay? Really not that difficult. So hopefully you guys see the power of daily Seinfeld emails. They're really fun. They're really easy. So I'm going to read you guys a couple. Okay? This is one from Dagan, my buddy. The subject line is buying happiness. And then the from Naeem, he would Dagan Manboob Smith. Okay? So here's his daily Seinfeld email. In the shower this morning, I started thinking about the old saying, money can't buy happiness. And I wondered, why would anyone say or believe something like that? I don't think money itself produces eternal joy or anything like that. After all, look at all the countless tales of despair attached to winners of those mega million lotteries over the years. Anyway, he starts telling the story about what he was thinking about in the shower, right? And he goes on. Hopefully this will let me scroll down on this email. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, I got it working. So he tells the story about what he was talking about in the shower today and all this kind of stuff. And he talks about how when he was wrestling as an 8th grader, he went in there and his boss basically said, hey, Dagan, you've got man boobs like a girl. And he was talking about how embarrassed he was, how hard it was. And by the time he was 25, he weighed 235 pounds, 7% body fat. He talked about how tough he was, but he still had these man boobs and he hated them. He was always embarrassed and on and on and on. So finally last year he bought himself a present. Yep, you guessed it. He bought himself a boob job. It was the best $8,000 he ever spent, and he's happier. So this is proof that money can actually buy happiness. And by the way, I'm able to do this because I'm rich, because I make money online. Click here to see how I was able to do this. Now, Dagan writes really long emails, but that's kind of the gist, a daily Seinfeld email. Okay, here's what I did. This is one I did recently. Basically, I was doing research for our newsletter we put out, and I found this really cool test that this lady, she put an add to cart button above her or video and increase your response by 38%. So I emailed my list real quick and said, hey, so I've been working on this month's issue of .com Labs, and by the way, there's a link to it. And I was looking for a few more cool tests I could show off, and I found this page. Boom. Notice anything strange on that page? Anything that seemed out of place? I'm sure most of us would see that and say, that person is so dumb, they don't know what that order button is supposed to go below the video. Yet what most people don't know is that she tested this page a lot and found out that putting the add to cart button above the video actually increased her conversion by a whopping 38%. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming either. That's what I love about testing. You can literally find gold nuggets like this, and you can test on your sales pages. Let me ask you, what would a 38% increase do? So I kind of talk about that, and then boom, I'd tie it back. We're about to ship out next month's issue. If you want it for free, go get a trial right here. Boom. Okay, nice having testimonials. But there, again, I just found a cool thing I was talking about. I mean, how many things do you guys find on Facebook that's interesting? You can just take a little screenshot. Hey, someone mentioned on Facebook that was kind of cool, blah, 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 blah. By the way, go buy my stuff. Okay? It's kind of like that. Here's another one. This one's one of my favorites. This guy named Ben Settle, he's the king of daily Seinfield emails. He's the one I actually learned this concept from initially, and he's awesome. But this one's subject line was, here lies the guru fanboy. He never scored. It says, in my teen years, I watched a lot of Beavis and Butthead. Explains a lot, huh? One of my favorite episodes was a Christmas special where they did a parody of the Charles Dickens story about Scrooge. Except in this case, Scrooge was an oppressive restaurant manager who was Beavis, who treated his employees like crap, amongst other things. Anyway, so the ghosts show him his fate, and the ghost of failure takes him to the graveyard, and he shows Beavis his grave, and the headstone says, "Here lies Beavis. He never scored." Ha! Anyway, what does that have to do with you making money with emails? A lot, because sadly, this is the fate of most internet marketers. They're never going to score. Not sexually, although that may be the case too. I'm talking about scoring in the business sense. And he talks about email marketing. That's his big niche, and then at the very end, he transitions into his thing. So. So if you want to sleep on your pillow, learn by osmosis, then don't bother buying my product. Harsh, maybe, but I want you to score. Scoring is cool. Not to go to your grave a success virgin. Here's where you subscribe at emailplayers.com. Boom, he pushes people back to his product he's selling. Okay, so you see how that works? They're just fun emails. Tell a story about Beavis and Butthead, or about your man boobs, or about the thing you found on Facebook today, whatever it is. But you're just telling a little story. You write it up, send an email out, and it keeps pushing people back to this thing. And that's the power of how these email sequences work. And then, like I said, after you write this Seinfield email, you click send, you go to your blog, you copy and paste it, and boom, you're done for the day. You've done the majority of the work you need to do each and every single day. Does that make sense, you guys? So that is how you create your daily Seinfeld emails.